Ian Losch. I'm going to be demoing my application that I worked on for Nucamp's front-end Bootcamp. I worked on this with a friend, and he did some of the back-end and most of the API work. I did the front-end application for the Android application and as well as some of the training data. This is an application that is set up to connect to OpenAI's API, and we send questions and it will return an answer based on its special training data that we had it train on for the Magic the Gathering card game rule set, as well as the game pieces of the game. So to start off, to demo this app, I'm going to reload it so you can see the starting animation. It is a 2-second loading animation, and it's just a view that expands its width over the course, as well as a login or a logo that I had a friend make for me. So this is the text entry. You can enter in any question relevant to the rule set, so I'll just type in a simple one. And we'll see if it will respond. Usually takes about 5 to 6 seconds. As you can see, I have the question log down here, as well as the answer is also logged, and it responded with looks like something reasonable. I mean, yeah, you can ask it all sorts of questions. Let's see if I forgot the question mark. Let's see if it makes up for that. Yeah, it's not exactly perfect. As you can see, it doesn't clear the input until afterwards, so there's some small bugs to work out for it, but it's given me a good answer, so that's nice. So that's the front end of it. It's just a simple array, which I'll show you the code for it. This is the network call for the API. Simple REST post method, and then it returns a answer, which we just have a function that takes in the question, which is routed from the query screen over here, which is this asks a question main page. Essentially, we're just using local state to fill out this array, and then that array will populate a flat list down here, and that will render based on the questions that you submitted and the answers that are returned. This was probably the most difficult part of the application, was handling the asynchronous state that the questions and answers array was trying to handle, as far as not overwriting the question with the answer, because it was firing these off at the same time, but then actually using the same values instead of using the asynchronous values. So it took a second to get that right, but once that worked, it all displayed correctly. Then have some settings, which we'll go over that quick. Login, create account, forgot password, and delete account. There is no backend for this. It's pretty much just a console log setup. So I have delete account, cancel, the forgot password page, create account page, and then a login page, which also has links to these. I use React Router to manage these, so they all just go back to the page that was right before it. Any of these fields are connected to the console, so it'll log the information there. It's all captured, but like I said, there's no backend, there's no database for user logins and such. But that's pretty much it. My dependencies are pretty light. Try to keep it pretty simple. Most of the screens are also pretty simple. Scroll views, keyboard avoiding views, and regular views and text inputs to just kind of keep things clean. And I use state to handle all the inputs and log those to the console to track them. So yeah, that's pretty much the application. And hope you enjoyed my video. Have a good one.